Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to get sheet-faced together. We're going to be doing a sheet mask, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about some tips for a positive mindset. So the mask that we're going to be doing today is the SooAE Pure Detox Mud Sheet Mask. This mask is available for purchase at Walmart, which I think is great because a lot of K-beauty brands, you can only get them online. So it's great that this is available through Walmart. And this is a mud sheet mask. So this is like doing a clay mask or a mud mask, but in a sheet mask form. So this is supposed to be like a no mess. It says that it has the refining benefits of kaolin, clay, mud, and charcoal, and it meets the convenience of a sheet mask for a mess-free and pore refining masking. So I am really hoping that this is going to help clear out my the pores on my nose. I have a lot of blackheads, and I've got lots of congested and clogged pores throughout my skin. So I'm hoping that this mask is going to help with that. We will see. All right, so here we go. Oh. I've never done one of these before. Oh, okay, so it's in two parts. Do you guys like watching me try to figure this out? And I'm like, which side goes on which? Okay, so my first impression is that this is a really hard mask to get off of the backing. All right, so this is not scary at all, guys. All right, so yeah, it's kind of like sticky. It's not like moist sticky like most sheet masks are. This is more just like tacky sticky. I guess kind of like how a clay mask would be. It's kind of dry. Sometimes if like the mask doesn't fit right, I just like do little folds. You probably saw me do that. Under the chin. And then see how I just do this little, I tuck this part under and pull that down. Okay, so now that I don't look totally scary, I don't know. If you've seen the Japanese lotion mask, you know how scary I can get on camera. Anyways, so let's talk about positivity. So I'm the kind of person who can get really caught up in negativity. It's really easy for me to think one negative thought, and then it kind of snowballs into a bunch of negative thoughts. You sort of just kind of go on negative autopilot. Once you're in that kind of mode, it's really hard to get out of it. And trying to be positive is a real practice. You really have to work at a positive mindset in order for the positive mindset to take over. I also just want to let you guys know this mask is feeling very cooling right now on my face. I'm feeling a very cooling effect as I'm talking to you. So I have 3 tips that I use daily to kind of change my mindset and keep it in the positive mode. So my first tip for you, it's a phrase that comes into your mind with negative thinking a lot. I don't have what she has. I don't have enough of this. I don't have the skills. I don't have the courage. And I really want to encourage you to not focus on the things that you do not have. I really want to encourage you to focus on the things that you do have. So here's an example of something. Here's a real life case study. You may have known if you watched my vlog about the airline losing my suitcase that I was on my trip in Europe, and about 25% of the way through the trip my suitcase or my backpack was lost by the airline. I had a choice to make. I could choose to let the situation of this missing bag inform my entire trip. The stress of it and the fear of not only the fear of not having my stuff with me and just having to deal with the stuff on my back for the next week and a half, but also the idea that maybe the things that were in that backpack were lost forever. I had a choice that I could either let those thoughts ruin, essentially, my time in France, or I could make the conscious decision to deal with the situation at hand, but to not let it stress me out to the point that it ruined my day. I consciously made the decision to focus on what I did have. And I said this a lot during the trip. When people are like, oh my God, that's so terrible. They lost your bag. That's the worst thing that could happen. It's like, no. You know what's something worse that could happen? I could have been injured. I could have broken my leg. I could be laying in a hospital right now. I could be sick in a foreign country. That would be terrible. That would be something that would actually ruin my ability to enjoy my trip in France, right? Is being injured, being sick, being sort of laid up somewhere. I didn't get pickpocketed or lose my cards or cash. Like, I still had forms of payment. So what I said was, I have my health and I have my wealth, and everything else doesn't matter. This is just one example of how you can change the situation from focusing on the negative and turning it into something. Instead of saying, I don't have this, talk about the things that you do have. Be grateful for the things that you do have. Focus on the abundance you already have in your life, and don't worry about the things that you don't have. So my second tip, another phrase that sort of comes into your mind when you are on that negative mindset, and that is the phrase, I can't. I can't get fit. I can't afford that. I can't do this. It's kind of like a stop sign in your brain. It kind of says, you say, I can't get fit, and that stop sign goes up and says, hold up, wait, don't go any further. Don't even bother trying, because you can't. So anytime that this phrase comes up in my mind, or I say it out loud, I change the sentence. I can't afford that. I won't afford that. It's totally different, right? Instead of saying, I can't afford it, I financially could not ever possibly pay for this thing. Instead, I'm saying, I won't afford it. I will not make it a priority in my budget to pay for this. All of a sudden, that stop sign turns into something totally different. It's a little bit of like an eye-opener to your attitude behind the statement, right? I won't get fit. A little different, right? When you say, I can't get fit, I can't get in shape, a lot of times it's because the work is too hard, or we've hit a wall and we don't know how to break through it. So we give up and we say, I can't. But what it really means is, I won't. I won't go further. I won't continue to try. I won't work through this. So not only does it change that big old stop sign into maybe possibly being able to do whatever it is you're saying that you can't do, but it also kind of gives us the ability to identify the attitude behind the I can't statement. So you really want to try and change your thinking and try to identify your attitudes and try to identify your biases and see if you can't work through them, if that is indeed something that you want to do. So change those I can'ts to I won'ts and see what happens. My final tip for a positive mindset is, when you are internalizing and you are making positive changes within yourself, you need to make sure that your environment around you, your external environment, is also positive. Take the example of, like, if you're on a diet. When you're on a diet, all you want to do is see and be surrounded by healthy food. You don't want to be on a strict diet and sit next to somebody who's eating a cheeseburger and a milkshake and fries, right? You don't want to be exposed to that. You just want that out of your vicinity so that you could only focus on your goal. Well, it's the same thing with your mindset. If you are making the changes inside of yourself to be a more positive person, you have to let those changes reflect on the outside too. So here's another example. I love to watch The Real Housewives of insert your favorite city. I notice that when I watch the show, I feel more negative. It is a show about women who are pulling each other down, who are starting drama, who are gossiping, who are talking behind other people's backs, and who are being negative. Those things naturally seep into me when I watch that. I'm not saying don't watch these shows, but what I'm saying is, when you're actively trying to get into a positive mindset, watching a show like that, watching TV and movies with that type of theme and message, probably isn't the best thing that you can be doing. Immerse yourself in the positivity. When you are surrounding yourself with positivity inside and out, that's when the changes are going to happen. Look at your social media feed, and is there any account or person that you follow that makes you feel negative, that makes you feel bad about yourself? If that's the case, you need to scrub those people from your feeds. The nice thing about social media is, when you delete it, it's gone. Curate your social media to be positive, to follow positive thinkers and leaders and people who are uplifting. Now, we talked about movies and TV, social media. Now we got to talk about friends, families, coworkers. This is a little bit of a harder area to kind of curate. These are real people, and it's not as easy to delete these types of people out of your life as it is on social media. But you need to get rid of that energy. So if that means you need to walk away from a conversation, then you need to walk away. If it means that you have to change the subject, change the subject. But really try to make the conscious effort to get away from that kind of behavior and thinking. So really, really manifest the positivity from the inside to the outside. Change your environment. Okay, so those were my tips for positivity. The more you practice it, the more of a habit it becomes. And once it becomes a habit, it's second nature. You don't have to think about it so much, and that negativity just rolls away. So this mask is feeling pretty dry already, probably because I've been running my mouth the whole time. So I'm actually gonna turn the camera off for a little bit, just to let this sink in. It says about 30 minutes. I am not gonna talk to you guys for 30 minutes. So I will meet you back here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes total, and this mask is starting to feel really dry, and oof, yeah, it's getting really dry. Okay, I can definitely feel some like residue on my face, and it did say to wash the residue off. So I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished rinsing my face, and wow, I've noticed a difference. So I did have like a little pimple starting right around my lip here, and it actually seems like it's gone down a little bit. Like the swelling, it doesn't seem as intense. I'm gonna be putting on a little bit of serum just because my face is so dry right now. I don't want it to dry out. My face, the tone looks a lot just like more even and smooth. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference from when I started the video to now, but it does seem, to me, it seemed a little brighter. Looked like redness had gone down with the mask as well. I also noticed that the pores on my nose looked a lot smaller, like they had shrunk up a little bit. So that was a nice little bonus, right? So yeah, I'm really actually impressed with this mask. Downsides to this, it is a little drying. I can feel a little bit like my cheeks feel a little bit drier than they did before. But that's where, you know, you want to use a mask like this to get those benefits and then add those moisture layers on top. So I'm not too concerned about it. I don't think it irritated my face, but it is pretty drying. The directions said to leave it on for like 30 to 40 minutes. I left it on for about 30, but I would say you'd probably even be good at like 15 or 20 if you have really like sensitive skin. But all in all, I really feel like my skin looks better than when I started, and that's always the goal of a mask, right? So again, this is the SooAE Pure Detox Mud Mask. This is available at Walmart or online at SooAENewYork.com. I hope you guys enjoyed that review / tips video. I really like kind of blending my different like interests with like self-development and self-care. So if you did like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite sheet mask is in the comments below. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I make videos like this all the time. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.